time to grind. It's time to hustle. Let go. Grind, grind, hustle, hustle, grind, grind, hustle, hustle, grind, grind, hustle, hustle, grind, grind, hustle, hustle. You put that work in, it's gonna work.
Hi, I'm War Tractor. This is Mrs. War Tractor Renee. I thought I'd do a quick video and tell you exactly how I came to changing my lifestyle and ultimately joining the joining the First Form Transformation Challenge. And the reason I have my wife in this is because she plays a pretty good role in talking me into doing a pretty big step in my life. So a year and a half ago, I was grossly overweight, obese, maybe morbidly obese, would you say?
Based on his height.
Yeah, based on my height.
Yeah.
I was pushing 300 pounds. I was in a 5X shirt. It seemed like I was going to the emergency room quite a bit, just for little stuff, or going and seeing the doctor for this ailment and that ailment. Anyways, so long story, kind of make it short, my wife went to work for a large insurance firm and became basically an agent in training. And so she had to create, what was it, a hot list, cold list? So I was on their hot list, right? Mm-hmm. So I was on her hot list of life insurance. And she told me this life insurance policy was going to I was going to have to do a medical. And I knew right then that, I'm not going to pass it, but I was doing it for my wife. So I did the medical and it came back. And can you explain how all that worked?
So with life insurance, you have to get blood work done because they check for different things to see if you do have health issues because you are rated when you apply for life insurance. So you can be preferred, or you can be substandard, or you can just be standard. So everybody who applies for coverage over a certain dollar amount has to do some type of medical exam. And so there's no cost to it or anything. So it's an absolutely free medical exam. But that's how the insurance companies rate you for life insurance. So John had his consultation. The nurse came right here to our home. She weighed him, took his blood pressure, and took blood. And when those results came back, they were table rated a 6. So if you can think someone who's standard, there's no rating, but the price increases every time you are substandard. So John was 6 times the standard rate based on his health. So when he got the results back, he didn't know what they meant, and I didn't know what they meant. So I said, you need to schedule an appointment with your doctor because obviously something is wrong with your health and we need to find out what it is.
So I make the doctor's appointment. I get the paperwork from the insurance company, and I take I know it said in the past he was 1, but he may have been 2. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
He was 1.5.
1.5, is that what he was? 1.5, and we go to the doctor. And so Renee's at work, so this is the middle of the day. And so the doctor comes in, she starts going over the paperwork, she does a full medical look at me, the whole 9 yards. And my son's sitting on my lap, and she's like, well, based on this paperwork, based on the blood work that your insurance does, and I don't remember the exact, if it was 0.1% higher on my 3-month blood level, it was somewhere close. She goes, I would determine you type 2 diabetic right now, and you would start medication. Mm-hmm. She went on to say that I needed a lifestyle change right now based on my weight, my blood sugar, and I really think that was about the only thing that was wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah, it said that you had a fatty liver.
That's what it was.
And your A1C levels were too high for the last 3 months.
And then I was pushing 300 pounds at 5'5". Yeah, I'm short. So, anyways, she went on to say that if I did not have this lifestyle change, I wasn't gonna be around to see my son grow up. Mm-hmm. And I start crying. 35, 36 years old, I'm crying like a baby because I didn't take care of myself. So she set me up with a dietitian, made an appointment, I think it was 2 weeks after that, and told me to start exercising. So by the time that doctor's appointment was over with, that switch had flipped in my head. I think was it the next day we went to the gym. We joined the gym, and I figured I might as well get a trainer because I didn't know how to work out. I didn't want to hurt myself. I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right things. So we hired a gym trainer by the name of Taylor. The first trainer I've ever had. The best trainer I've ever had. No offense to you, Tim. I love you to death, and I've had the most gains with you, Tim, by the way. But Taylor, got me on the right track. I couldn't have started with my current coach that I have now without Taylor because Taylor thought I was going to die. He thought he was going to call an ambulance on me. We are going to interview Taylor when he's in grad school right now. So when he gets back over this way in the area, we're going to interview him so he can tell you exactly what he thought, what he saw. But anyways, so I did that. And then the 2 weeks went by, and I worked out with Taylor, I think 3 times a week, up until I went to the dietitian. So I talked to my wife, and I'm like, I need to make this a family affair. We've all got to do this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be successful. And my wife agreed. So you took off work that day, right? Mm-hmm. She took off work that day, and we took my 1.5, 2-year-old son, and we went to the dietitian. The dietitian weighed me. We went over this pamphlet. She talked to me exactly what I needed to do, give me a book, the whole 9 yards, and said, I'll see you in a month. Okay, 4 weeks. I couldn't remember if it was 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So in that 4 weeks, I still stayed with my trainer. Go ahead.
She just wanted him to lose 10 pounds in a month.
10 pounds in a month. That is correct. And by the way, my blood pressure was kind of elevated through all this. Nothing bad, just elevated due to the weight, probably. So I worked out with my trainer 3 days a week at the gym, pretty much light cardio and light weights. And now when I was doing it, it was very hard. Now looking back on it, it was from where I am now. It was pretty freaking easy workouts. And there were sometimes I thought he was trying to kill me. And he'll tell you that, it really hurt. It really hurt. But the workouts really hurt. But that's fine. So I work out with him 3 days a week for a month. I take this pamphlet with me everywhere I go that this dietitian sent me with. I memorized the pamphlet, but I don't even know what we did with it. I think we ended up throwing it away because I carried it with me everywhere we went. It was just trashed. So we go back to the dietitian. The whole family goes back to the dietitian. So what happens when we go to the dietitian?
Instead of losing 10 pounds, he lost 20 pounds, but the dietitian thought he was starving himself. And I said, absolutely not. He's eating everything that you're telling him. He's exercising with a trainer. He's not doing anything that you didn't tell him to do. He's just doing it by the book.
And I kept a food log. And then she grilled me on the book, and she's like, well, yeah, you did, So she's like, I would love to keep you put you on a poster. Because I don't think they have very many successful...
It's so hard for people to change the way they eat.
It's a lifestyle. You've got to change. And I believe it's an addiction. And both my mother and my brother have had weight loss surgery. And at one time in my life, I told my mom that I wasn't a fan of weight loss surgery. And it was for them at that time, both for my brother and my mom. And I'm glad they both had it, knowing what I know now. Because my mom said, food's an addiction to me. I could not have lost all this weight without the surgery because it makes me not eat, because she said she was addicted. So I kind of recant my statement of weight loss surgery shouldn't happen. I think it should be on a limited basis, and in a case like that or other cases, and I don't know all the other cases. So here I am going on record after stating to my mom that I didn't think weight loss surgery was appropriate. But now, after what I've seen and what my mom has told me, I believe that people need weight loss surgery. Do I think that they do it too much? Yes, I do. I think people think it's a crutch, and it's not, because I think weight loss surgery ends up being harder. So to the people that need it, that are addicted to food, I go look at it. But for people that aren't addicted and just live a horrible lifestyle like I did, go do the dietitian and the workout. But anyway, so that happened, and I don't know, how long did we work out with our trainers?
So we started, a year.
Yeah, a whole year. And then my trainer graduated with his undergrad and went on to grad school. And then I worked out on my own, and I took a 6-month hiatus starting in about June or July of last year. I didn't hardly gain any weight, but I didn't lose any weight, and I did not make myself better at all. So then the first of the year comes around, and I can't remember who saw the first Forum Transformation Challenge. Was it you or me?
We have been watching the podcasts and
the MF CEO podcast with Andy Frisilla and Ben Newman, and I'd used their products before, went into supplement superstores. Love those guys in there, Dave and Brent and Ian and Dale and whoever else has been in there and just helped us out and encouraged us along the way. So anyways, first of the year, we're like, we're going to redo this. We're going to get right back on track. So first of the year, we started the first Forum Transformation Challenge. Took it really serious. And then I got to talking with one of the guys that works at S2, and he's like, hey man, he's like, I'd love to train you. I wanted to train with him. Our schedules didn't work out, and this is when he set me up with Tim, my current coach, at a new gym. And muscle wise, I've seen the most gains. I'm trying not to live by the scales anymore. I'm just worried about body composition, even though sometimes when I step on the scales, it freaks me out. And Tim, my current coach, he's not only a coach in the gym. I bet we text back and forth at least once a day about diet, workouts. He's just brought a lot of value to my life. And with him, my wife's support, I'm going to win this first Forum Transformation Challenge. So, did we miss anything?
No, but I think for John, he needed Taylor at the time in his life where he was
my first trainer. Yeah,
so he needed Taylor to get his body
ready to do what I needed to do with Tim.
Yeah, because Taylor shredded John and made him very physically fit, where he could start doing the aerobic activity, where he could last longer, where he had endurance, where he had the portion to start building the muscle. So I truly believe that you have to look at your situation, and not every trainer is for everyone, and not every trainer is for that part of your life. So when Tim came into John's life, that's when John was really ready to be able to do the type of exercises that he does with John now. And you can see the transformations between when he was with Taylor and now when he's with Tim John. So, it's very important that you look at every aspect of your life and see where you're at and grow from there. So, both of those two have been integral parts of John's success, and he listens to everything that they tell him to do. If he has questions, he asks. So you have to have an open mind, and you have to be willing to change. And until you're at that point, don't beat yourself up, but realize you have to start at some point. Because when John was younger, he was completely physically fit.
Yeah.
He was in the military. He was physically fit.
Till the last part of it.
Yeah, and then we decided to start a family, and, our lives changed. We relocated. We built a new home, and then here we are having a baby within, I'm pregnant within 2 months of us making some major life changes, which that that changes everything. You're going to have a new one that you're responsible for. Our job titles changed, our hours of work changed, everything changed for us. So it was multiple things.
It was life, really.
And eating out took over from cooking at home because we just didn't have time. We barely saw each other. We'd go out and have a drink or whatever, after Maverick was born. Well, one drink leads to two drinks, that's calories. You don't think about that, but it's calories that you don't normally consume. So, that stuff adds up, and you don't see it until your pants don't start fitting or your shirts are getting tight. And, I don't think it was that John was blind to where his life was leading, but he needed that doctor. He needed our doctor to say, hey, look at that baby on your lap.
That's what did it, is my son.
And where do you want to be in his life? Because John's, he's not got the best of genes in his family, and neither do I. So the only way we could change our, situation is by making the change ourselves. So John has been so committed to this, and he has totally transformed his life. Maverick knows all. I mean, John will be at work, and Maverick will literally take these little 2-pound weights.
Our little 4-year-old.
And he'll lay on the floor, and he'll do this, or he'll do push-ups, or
Wall sits.
He gets so excited about Dad and what Dad does, and
he knows every piece of gym equipment in the gym. You go in there, you point at something. What's that? Leg press. What's that? Leg extensions. What's that? Bench press. He knows it all.
And that's the thing. If those types of things weren't in my life when I was a child, I don't know where I would be now. So thank God I had the outlet to have sports in my life, because that's the only thing that got me through it. So I know Maverick, he needs that in his life too, because, he's going to learn so many skills and, discipline and, a plan of action and different things to get him through his life. Because if we're not here, thank God we put him on the path to success in that way, because, every day isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't matter if you're healthy or not, but if you're healthier, your lifespan's going to be longer, but you can't guarantee the day we're going to be gone. So
I think I forgot the phrase when I was talking about my mom, that she said she would rather it would be easier to be addicted to drugs, because you can live without drugs, than be addicted to food, because you have to have food every day. So I've changed my mindset after my mom told me that. So, but anyways, also, so like my first trainer, I was going to try to get to that real quick. I couldn't even walk up the flight of stairs. I couldn't do body weight squats. The other day I just did 300-pound hack squats with my coach, Tim. I think I did 3 sets, and I'm going off the top of my head. I may have done 7, 10, 15 reps. I can't remember, 300 pounds. So apparently that was a big deal, because he made a big deal about it, and I couldn't walk the day afterwards. But so that's my story. Make sure you subscribe to the War Tractor YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media. I have Snapchat. It's War Tractor. Instagram and Twitter is @war_tractor, and Facebook is just straight up War Tractor. I'll be posting all my Transformation Challenge videos, pics, updates. I'm going to interview other trainers, other gym, anything to do with the healthy lifestyle world out there. You got anything else to say?
No, if you need support or you need advice, please reach out to John. He's here to help people. We want to help people with whatever they need, whether it be a meal plan or help finding a trainer or help getting some exercise videos because you don't have access to a gym.
I'm not going to be able to give you the diet plans. I'm just going to have to put
the resources.
Yeah, put you in the right direction. So you can email me at wartractor01 or I'm sorry, wartractor01 at Gmail. And again, hit me up on my social media. If you are a trainer looking for clients, go to elitetrainerllc.com, register. And if you are somebody looking for a trainer, go to the same website, elitetrainersllc.com, trainers with an S. Sign up, pick you out a trainer, and go from there. Thanks a lot.
Put that work in, it's gonna work out. Put that work in, it's gonna work out. Grind, grind, hustle, hustle, weight lift, muscle, muscle. Put the pieces all together like a motherfucking puzzle. Put